Hello and welcome to HughesRound. I normally do Hughes at 10, but I'm a bit knackered, so I'm planning to go to bed straight after the show. To that end, I've started the show an hour earlier. It might be a trend that I continue, but 9 o'clock's a bit difficult because it's kind of like bedtime for the girls, and so maybe 9:30 in future. I think Max starts his streams at 9:30, so that's sort of a good time. I think 9:30 till 10:30, 11 o'clock. Anyway, so hello, welcome. It is Monday the 13th of December, and Boris Johnson is still the Prime Minister, unbelievably, considering the guy has lied. He has lied to each and every one of the people who voted for him. He's lied to the Queen, he's lied to his ex-wives, he's lied to his actual wife, he's lied to his mistresses, he's lied to his editors, he's lied to his prime ministers, he has lied to fucking everybody! Because that's what he does. He's a liar. He's a lying, cheating son of a bitch. We find out today that his hero is Flashman, as in Harry Flashman from Tom Brown's School Days, which is kind of appropriate, privately educated bully, and someone who is a cad, a thief, a rapist. If you read the books by George MacDonald Fraser, is it? I can't remember. The Flashman books, which are quite funny. I'll give him that. But he's a misogynist prick in these books. And this is Boris Johnson's idol. This is who he wants to be. He wants to be Harry Flashman. And it's a bit worrying that he looks up to this particular fictional character, and the other fictional character that he looks up to is the mayor from Jaws. I mean, fucking hell. Jesus, man. What? Anyway, sorry for the lateness of the show. A couple of technical problems. First of all, my mouse isn't working on my laptop. Well, my trackpad's not working. So I couldn't click on anything. And also, my green screen's not working very well, so you might see some shades of green over here. And I might disappear halfway through the show, a la Marty McFly on the picture that he takes back to 1955. Anyway, so moving swiftly on, I'm just going to say a big hello to everyone watching. We've got Band of Hard Japs. We've got David Hardo. We've got Mark Wotton. We've got Graham Haller. Alison Sutherland. Come on, Graham, kick it to them, complicit bastards. Let's start from the ground level and build. Well, indeed, I mean, that's what we need to do. We need to get rid of these bastards from power, because they are all scumbags. They are all, not all MPs, but all of the front bench of the Conservative Party at the moment are just scum, are just utter scum. And they can break the law with impunity, as can certain princes. And the Met will refuse to do anything about it. The Met has refused to look into the parties. It's not up to them to decide whether it's in the public interest. That is actually in the realms of the courts. All the police had to do is get the evidence together to see if there's enough evidence to go to court to make a case. But they won't even do that. They refuse to do that because Cressida Dick, who is a little fucking corrupt motherfucker, won't allow it. This is the woman who presided over the absolute soiling of the name of the Metropolitan Police. Not only were they found to be institutionally racist, as the outcome of the Stephen Lawrence inquiry found years ago, more recently, they've been found to be institutionally corrupt by the findings of the Daniel Morgan investigation panel, the independent panel on Daniel Morgan's death, on his murder, which was covered up partly by the Met. Meanwhile, one of the serving Met officers kidnapped, raped and murdered a woman while he was a serving officer, a guy whose nickname was the Rapist. Didn't cause any fucking red flags in the Met. It's all part of the culture, innit? Well, I'll tell you what else is part of the culture. Taking selfies of themselves in front of 2 dead children and then sharing those images to their mates on social media. Specifically WhatsApp. Nice. What else have they done? Oh, they failed to investigate a group of killings in the mid-10s, which could have, if they'd investigated them more rapidly and taken them more seriously, they could have solved not the crime, and also saved the lives of 5 men. But it's not just institutionally racist, not just institutionally corrupt. The Metropolitan Police is also institutionally homophobic. Nice. Thanks for that. So what else have they been up to this year? Oh, they attended a vigil for Sarah Everard, the woman who was brutally murdered by a serving police officer. And they knelt on the backs of women who were protesting, forced them to lie down on the ground. Male police officers put their knees on the woman's backs and arrested them. Good going, Met. Good going. They refused to investigate Prince Andrew, who is a nonce. And if you're not a nonce, Andrew, you're watching this, please feel free to sue me. Take me to court and prove you're not a nonce, because we know you are. You big sweaty nonce. Anyway, so she refused to investigate Prince Andrew. She's refused to investigate Boris Johnson on several different opportunities. They refused to look into the Russia report. They refused to look into Russian interference in the fraudulendum. And generally investigate anything. And the number of people who have faith in the Met, especially women, it's gone through the floor. Like, people just don't have faith in that institution. That's a disgrace. It's a disgrace what Cressida Dick has done in her tenure as the commissioner of the Met. And she's been given another 2 fucking years. Jesus wept. You gotta look at people like her and Thatcher and Theresa May and you go, trailblazers, you're not really, helping feminism at all by getting to these positions and then being so bad at them. And that's the really scary thing, isn't it? People are thinking now, bloody hell, wasn't this bad when Theresa May was in power? I mean, how bad does it have to be? Some people are thinking it wasn't so bad when Thatcher was in power. And they'll be right. As bad as it was. They weren't trying to ban protests in the 1980s. I mean, if it descends into a riot, then okay, fair enough. I guess that's something that we should, have laws against, which we do. But if no one's getting hurt and their property is getting destroyed, and what's the problem? These people are creating a nuisance. Who decides? Do you know what it's like? Say these knobheads who buy an apartment, a flat in Liverpool city centre, right next to the Blue Angel, a nightclub that has been going for over 70 bloody years. 70 years it's been going. Since the 1950s. You buy a flat next to it and they go, oh, what about all this noise, eh? What about all this noise? And you're like, what? You did know that you were buying a flat right next door to a nightclub that's been there for like twice your lifetimes, maybe 3 times your lifetimes. No, I want that club closed down. I want it closed down. It's causing a nuisance to me. Now, who decides? Well, the police will decide, and they'll decide to let anti-maskers and racists and fascists march. They'll be given all the protection from the police that they always are. Meanwhile, anyone protesting against what the government are doing will be arrested, and you can be put into jail for 51 weeks. Just 1 week short of a year, they'll let you out for Christmas. Wouldn't that be nice? Bastards. Absolute bastards. For causing a nuisance. And meanwhile, in Bristol, there were 6 people on trial for toppling a statue of a mass murderer. Can you believe that? They're on trial for toppling the statue of a mass murderer. Let me say that again. Toppling the statue of a mass murderer. That's quite impressive. The knots that the right-wing establishment in this country, the privately educated elite, will fold themselves into to defend this kind of shit. The same people who tried to cancel Tom and Jerry, tried to cancel Doctor Who, tried to cancel fucking Schools Out by Alice Cooper. And they did. They managed to stop it getting played on Top of the Pops. That actually fucking happened. They tried to cancel Monty Python's Life of Brian. And they did. I mean, certain councils wouldn't allow it to be shown. It was banned in Ireland for many years. I think it still is banned. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But my God. Wow. They're turning around now. Oh, you're cancelling us. It's cancelling us. I'm a comedian. I want to tell jokes. And they won't let me tell my funny jokes because they're cancelling me. No. Find a platform. Go and tell your jokes on that platform. Is that the people who own that platform, which is private property, by the way, don't like your fucking jokes? You fuck off. You don't have a right to go into someone's house and read a big spiel about how much of a cock they are, do you? Oh, I'm just going to stand in your living room, that Lawrence Fox, of your squat. And while you sit there shivering like a little junkie in the corner, whinging about the fact that your ex-wives won't allow you access to your children because all you do is spend all your time on Twitter every day being a racist twat. And I will tell you why you're a gobshite. And if you don't let me do that, in your house, to your face, you're being part of the snowflake cancel culture. You woke, virtue signalling bastard. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, got loads of people to say hello to. I didn't think I'd have this many. I thought people would be like, what's he doing? Why is he coming on early? I'm not watching this. I've got things to do. I've got wine to drink, TV to watch. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry that my output has been, it's tailed off over the last few weeks since I got back from the island. Obviously, I was filming every day on the island, and filming every day at the moment isn't really something that I'm just not capable of, because I can't stop, pause time, and having more hours in the day. And I'm a bit knackered. I'm just sort of looking forward to the end of the year. Let's get to the end of the year, and then next year I come back and do 3 live shows a week. And one's going to be about politics, one's going to be about travel, and another one's going to be about films. So if you like those kind of things, you can subscribe to my different channels that I'll be setting up. So keep an eye out for that. And also, what's good is you should get a notification saying when I'm on. And it'll be set days. It'll be set days at set times, and we can have a chat. And then we can go over to the Discord server afterwards, which is currently VJoin EU, but I'm thinking we'll change it to something. And if you want to offer an idea for what the name of the Discord server for after these shows should be, feel free. And we'll change it, because I still want to rejoin the EU. Absolutely, 100%. But I also want to make it something that, you feel like it's a free discussion thing, where it's not just about politics, not just about the EU. You can talk about films, you can talk about music, you can talk about video games. Would like to do Graham Hughes Games, which would be just me playing a video game for an hour and talking about politics while I play a video game on Twitch, but I don't think I'll have time to do that. So, let's just see how things go. At the moment, I am dedicating most of my time to getting the fucking job, because I need a fucking job. So, but I will continue to make stuff for you. Because I'm nice like that. And also, you've given me money to the island, and you've given me money to work on for Patreon and super chats and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like you have paid your way through this whole thing, and I'm quite happy to do lots more content over the coming 12 months, and I might take us off in little different directions and see if they work. And if they don't work, I might sack them off. I withhold the right to do that. But this will still remain my main channel. You might notice I changed the name to Graham Hughes Politics, and it's going to be where we have our main political discussions each week, and which will culminate in us meeting up on the Discord server. Also on the Discord server, I like to say, on Saturday we have games night, and on Sunday we have movie night. So it's all good. Right, has Putin invaded Ukraine yet? Oh God, he's building up to it. Russian forces are massing on the border. Hybrid warfare, a good old bit of, hacking into the mentality, well, not just the mentality, but like hacking into the infrastructure, and the mental infrastructure of a country, which is what they have done very successfully in Ukraine. And so much so that I saw pictures on Facebook of, obviously coming from Russian propaganda bullshit, but it was that the government of Ukraine was they were the Nazis. They were basically the Nazis for some reason, that ill-defined reason, but they were this democratically elected government in Kyiv, where it's Kyiv, not Kiev, where the were apparently they were Nazis. Who knew? The same Russians who have interfered massively in British elections, British politics. There's one Russian, this was followed up by Bylands. There was a video they put out last week, and it was all about how this, it was led by donkeys. Sorry, led by donkeys, looking into a particular Russian businessman who had basically paid off dozens of Tory MPs. It's not like 1 in 3 Tory MPs have got a donation off this motherfucker. True story. Oh, I've got a super chat. Who's it from? Let's go and have a look. Oh, wow. Charlie Nelson. Can I be on your film channel, please? Says Charlie Nelson for £2. Ooh, you're going to have to bribe me with more money than that, Charlie. No, I'm joking. Yeah, sure, man. We'll have a little discussion. Because what we might do is have it where we talk about a particular director or a particular actor or actress. Well, actor can be unisex, so let's just say actor. Or maybe a particular cinematographer or someone that I want to champion. So I haven't quite worked out what the format's going to be yet, but yeah, I'll get there. I watched June last night. Finally saw June on the big screen. Not big enough, wasn't IMAX, but it was good. The only thing I wish someone had told me before I went in, right, is that it's the first part, right? Because I've read the book and I've seen the David Lynch movie. I didn't know they were splitting it into different movies. Whereas I went into Fellowship of the Ring knowing that it was going to be 3 movies, and this was just the first part of a 3-movie cycle. I get the feeling this is going to be I think it's going to be 3 movies. It might be 2, but I think it's more likely to be 3 movies. And it basically, I was sitting there thinking, I've been here for like 2 hours and they've got so much more stuff to get through. And I was really worried because I thought it's really good up to this point. And I thought, shit, what did they mess it up? What did they really mess it up by like trying to rush all this story at the end? Like they try and compress the last 2/3 of the book into this like, I don't know, 10-minute sequence. How the hell are they going to... And I felt my anxiety rising because I thought, oh God, don't fuck this up. I'm really enjoying this movie. Please don't go shit. Please don't go shit. And then they go, okay, that's the end of part 1. And I was like, oh, why did no one warn me? So if you go and see June or you watch it on TV, just warning you now, it's part 1, okay? There's more parts to come, which I think have been greenlit, so that's good. And oh my God, Rebecca Ferguson. Wow. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Plum Duff says, £5. Thank you, Plum Duff. You're top man. Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you, Plum Duff. That's very nice of you. Merry Christmas to you all. And yes, it's a festive time of year. And last year we were locked down and we couldn't visit our friends and family for Christmas Day. And a lot of people, that was their last Christmas. That was their last Christmas where they could have seen their parents. They could have seen their sisters, brothers, aunties, uncles, whoever. That was the last one. And they couldn't because of Boris Johnson saying, okay, well, no, because of COVID. And Boris Johnson saying, right, we've got lockdown. Until then, he was going to say Christmas, remember? And meanwhile, little fuckers having what? 7, 8 parties? It's hosting a party, a quiz. And this picture's given to the Met. And they're like, no, we're not investigating. This vacant COVID, yeah, we don't look into that. Literally, there's someone in court right now for hosting a party on December the 18th last year. They're in court today. Yeah, but I mean, that was a year ago. What? We don't look into old crimes. You don't. And all the shite excuses. Cressida Dick, we need to get rid of her. But you know what? If I have my way and I make attendance in a public school a bar to public office, you'd have to have the best person for the job. Wouldn't that be nice? And also, it would fuck the people who went to private school. But it's fine. They've got enough money. They don't need the extra £82,000 a year plus kickbacks for being an MP. They don't need it. So the big question being this week: is Boris Johnson going to survive? Is he going to weather the storm? There's two schools of thought. From people that I've discussed this with on Facebook and on Twitter and in real life. So people say, I hope Boris Johnson stays on because he's an electoral liability. Yeah. And then the other side, it says, I hope he goes because he's popular. People forgive him because he's funny. I'm on that side. I want him gone because he is too popular. People like him. And in the same way that I'm guilty of this, I am so guilty of this, right? So when I was in school, I'm going into details. One of my best friends basically did the dirty on me and, ended up with the girl that I had been with. So, it was a bit of a tense sort of standoff situation. And we didn't see eye to eye for a good few months. And then we went on a school trip to Alton Towers and we ended up being in a group together. And because he still had the ability to make me laugh, I was like, oh, well, you make me laugh, so, okay. And I ended up forgiving him. Why? Because he made me laugh. Now, if he had been a dour sod and just no humour about him whatsoever, I probably to this day wouldn't have forgiven him. I'm not one to hold a grudge, but I could see myself going, well, we left school and never saw him again. Forget that guy. But that's not what happened. So, I'm guilty of this. I forgave my dad. My dad could be a pain in the arse before he got ill. And but he had the ability to make me laugh because he was a genuinely funny guy. Same thing. Boris Johnson, people will forgive him. And he might be unpopular right today, but in a month's time, he'll do something silly. He'll get stuck on a zip wire. Stop sending people the thing of him getting stuck on a zip wire. Dickheads find that adorable, okay? Just don't. No, this comedy stuff. People like it. Don't do it. I know you're making him. You think that you're making him look stupid, but actually you're making him look. I use this word with reservation, but you got to get into the mindset of these people who like Boris Johnson. They find it adorable. They find it adorable. Stop it. All right, we just need to get him out. We need to get rid of him because, and this is all I'm going to say on this for now, is that no one who replaces him is going to be as palatable to the electorate doing the kind of shit that these motherfuckers are doing right now. Not Sunak, not Truss, not Prittler, not Raab or Gove. I would like Gove. I would like Gove to become the next leader of the Labour Party, of the Conservative Party. Why? Because he has all the charisma and all of the wit and personality of a 1 week old kebab. He is fucking awful. And in the way that Boris Johnson can just laugh stuff off and make a joke about it and do his whole Hugh Grant in fucking Notting Hill routine. Gove won't get away with that. Sunak won't get away with that. Priti Patel won't get away with that. Priti Patel, all the charm of a fucking rattlesnake, is just eating a fucking tube. Anyway, so, yes, that's what I'm going to say about that. So I would rather he fucked off. I would rather Boris Johnson left now in disgrace, stabbed him in the back and got rid of him, like they did with Thatcher. And then, there's some rehabilitation in the future. And don't forget, people are very, very keen to rehabilitate people. I had a bit of an argument last night with one of the chaps I was out with about Mel Gibson. Because I think Mel Gibson can fuck off and die. Because he's a wife beater. And, Stanley Johnson can fuck off and die. So I mean, Chris Brown can fuck off and die. And he was like, well, surely at some point you've got to forgive. And I'm like, fuck forgiving them. Bollocks to that. I don't turn around and go, I'll forgive you now, It's just... I mean, even if someone made me laugh, I wouldn't forgive them for that. That's beyond the fucking pale as far as I can say. No, you're one strike and you're out. I know that might sound quite authoritarian, but fuck it. Who cares? Anyway, these people are barely people who do that kind of thing. So, do human rights, do you attach human rights to them? The other thing the government's trying to do as well, along with this policy of making protests illegal, is that also using their borders bill, they also want to be able to take away the passport of anyone they want. Anyone, who was born in another country. So they don't have to have a passport for another country. Now, this is kind of like international law. This is a thing that is a convention around the world. You can't take someone's passport off them unless they have a passport for another country. And I think this is a rule that was brought in fairly recently. I'm not sure, I'll have to check up, but I think this is something that they brought in during the Iraq War to say, well, if you've got a passport for Pakistan, for instance, we can take your British passport away and the protections that affords, i.e. you can't be tortured, and then the Americans can come kidnap you, extraordinary rendition or whatever the fuck they called it, and, waterboard the fuck out of you. Because you're not a British citizen. If they do that to a British citizen, we have to go, oi, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't do that to a British citizen. Whereas the Pakistani government don't have the power to stand up against the Yanks and say, oi, don't do that to our citizen. But now they want to make it so that even if you don't have a Pakistani passport, but you have Pakistani heritage, you were born there, for instance, you can have your passport taken off you. You can have your British passport taken off you. And if you're in another country when they do that, that means you are stateless. And as a stateless person, the American government or fucking whatever government wants to torture you can get away with it because no one's going to defend you. You've got no embassy to go to say, hey, I'm being tortured here. Yeah, scuzzy fucking move. But also, it means that over 5 million people who live in this country could have their passports taken off them for little or no reason. The definition of why they would take their passport taken off them is very, very broad. It is a disgusting, disgusting piece of legislation. And it's brought in by the daughter of economic migrants. Priti fucking Patel. Fucking poison Pingu. Fucking hater. She is the worst. She's the worst of them all. She's even worse than Boris Johnson. She's even worse than Rees-Mogg. If you can believe that. If you can believe that. I've got loads of messages to get through. I'm sorry I'm not getting through these messages fast enough. There's lots to talk about if I'm only doing this once a week. Do you think Boris Johnson's going to turn up to PMQs? Do you think he's going to play... What cards is he going to play? He's going to play He's Too Busy? Or he's going to play the paternity leave card? Taking some paternity leave, are you, Boris? It's very interesting considering when in the 90s, when you were a hack journalist, which still is, you wrote a few columns about how New Labour's plan to bring in paternity leave was some kind of bullshit because... what was it? Women are like the primary caregivers. What's it got to do with men? It's women's job, changing nappies and things. This is from a man who doesn't even know how many fucking children he's got. Actually, he knows how many children he's got. We don't, because he's gone to court to stop us from knowing. We know about one child that he has out of fucking wedlock and any other kind of lock. But we only know that because it went to court to be able to tell people, and the judge decided, yeah, you should be able to tell people that he has got this child. We don't know if other judges have protected him from having revealed other children. She might well have. He might have 8, 9, even 10 children, this motherfucker. Imagine a female prime minister without 10 children to fucking 5 different men. Could you fucking imagine that? Oh my God. Anyway. Not that I have a problem with it. Anyway, moving on to the chat. Oh, I've got a load to go to. I got my doubts. Me too. Hello, Graham says, Draconic. Hi, Luke. How you doing? Graham, how very handsome today. You're more sexy than Ricky Martin. Kisses, my lovely ginger. Oh, thank you very much, David. I've had my hair cut, so I'm looking quite trim. I was starting to look a bit sort of madman, mad professor sort of thing going on with my hair, so that all had to go. But yeah, I've realised I can have my hair looks lovely when it's long, and it looks good when it's shaved, but like halfway between the two, it looks shite. So yeah, let's not do that. And also, wear a hat. Always wear a hat. The separation of powers seems to be blurred. Indeed, that's true. A super chat for my favourite scouser. That's from Alexis. Thank you very much, Alexis. I really appreciate that. And we've got a Vulcan, and we've got Son of the Devil dudes, and we've got a wave. We've got another wave. We've got a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. Hi, Graham. Met will have to be reorganised. Yes. We need AC12 to come in. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and the wee fucking donkey need to come in and kick some fucking corrupt police officers' asses. And you know when they say, it's just a few bad apples, just a few bad apples. The phrase is, a few bad apples spoil the barrel, or the batch, or whatever the fucking thing is, the basket. It spoils the whole lot of fucking apples. Indeed. Anyway, Met should be fully accountable to Mayor of London, but Tories never devolve power to a Labour mayor. That's very true. Life O'Brien is available in Ireland since the late 80s. Okay, thanks, Chris Neal. I didn't know. I knew it was banned when it first came out. But, good. Do travel and films together around the world in 80 days. I could compare and contrast the Terry Thomas one. That wasn't Terry Thomas, you fucking idiot. The David Niven one with the Steve Coogan one. Well, Nazis were democratically elected. Panaboy, no, they weren't. They never won an election. They never won a majority in an election. The 1933 election, I think it was they were a minority party, but they put pressure on, who was it? President Hindenburg, to make dickhead fucking, what's his name? Hitler, chancellor, and then he made himself Führer, and then they have referendums after that. With like a big circle for yeah. Do you want the Nazis to be in power forever and kill everyone? Yeah. And then a little 9, which is a little tiny little circle. 9. But yeah, the referendums to me, not particularly democratic. The side that spends the most on advertising invariably wins. Do you see? Democracy, yeah, there's different flavours of it. And some flavours taste of shit. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I'm a big Downton Abbey fan, and one of the fan pages, it was asked why a Russian was given a British title. I explained that the financial corruption for title has a... Yes, Alison, you're absolutely right. There's a Lord Siberia now. What's his name? Lebedev, is it? Oh, fuck, what's his name? Can't remember. Alexander Levitt. No, I'm making that up. Someone reminds me, he's the owner of Evening Standard, and his dad was a KGB agent. And he holds bunga parties in Italy that Boris Johnson leaves his security behind and gets a Ryanair flight over to Italy and attends the party and comes back with a bit of a hangover. Johnson's a columnist, not a journalist. Well, hack. The hack's a hack. I hate to admit, but yes, she is. Who's that? Can they take Boris Johnson's passport away? Yes, Mark, I think they can, because he was born in New York. You have to be able to plausibly prove that they could claim another nationality. And because Boris Johnson was born in New York, he can technically claim American nationality. In fact, he could, if he so wished, he could run for president of the United States of America because he was born on American soil. However, he has renounced his American citizenship, which he did have a dual citizenship of both countries, but he's renounced it because he would have to pay tax to the IRS, and he doesn't want to do that. Patrick Baker says, people are very selective when remembering politicians. Winston Churchill let India start because he was a massive racist, and was still thought of as a great British Prime Minister. Yeah, Patrick. Yep. So we need to get rid of Boris Johnson now. I hope the last action of his government repeals that legislation to take citizenship off Pritla and send it to an island in the middle of the Atlantic. Yes, I would very much like to do that. She is a horrible, 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 horrible woman. Oh, that was something else that Met decided not to investigate, wasn't it? Where they said, oh, we're not going to do anything about Priti Patel's bullying her colleagues. You know, it's the kind of thing you can get the police involved with, but they weren't interested. You can have stability under me or chaos under Ed Miliband. Words to be haunted by. Well, indeed, yeah, but you know, David Cameron's off with his trotters up in the south of France, isn't he? Dude, quick coffee, says David. Man, I don't drink coffee. This is tea. No, really, it's PG tips. The Nazis manipulated Parliament by constantly walking out and dissolving it. They did indeed. No, we don't want him, says Ginger's Giraffes. For Boris Johnson. Well, you spawned him. You spawned him. He was hatched in your nation. He's one of yours now. I think Johnson has rescinded his US citizenship. Yes, he has, because yeah, he didn't want to pay tax. Makes me wonder why any of us bother to pay taxes with everything that's going on. Yeah, that's a good point, Duke. I mean, I still pay my taxes because I want kids to be able to go to school. I want an NHS for functions. I want old people to get pensions. I want people not to feel like they're going to die if they leave an abusive partner, or if they try and change jobs, or if they try and start their own business. I want there to be a bit of a safety net there. Not for me personally, but for other people, because I'm nice like that. And most people are nice like that. The problem is, if you don't put boundaries up for children and dickheads to say, oi, stop it, wind your neck in, then, they'll keep pushing it. They'll keep pushing it and be more. Oh, it can be horrible. Oh, great. They're horrible, and then they get away with it. There's not actually the being horrible that they get off on. I don't think it's the getting away with it that they get off on. Oh, I got away with that. Oh, we're going to get us in trouble for, using the N-word, or, I don't know, or tweeting something horrifically transphobic, as J.K. Rowling did today. Thanks, Joanne, also known as Robert, who writes books about magic wizards and men who dress as women and kill women. Very strange woman. I've got my own pet theory about her. I think she's off her HRT medication. I think the Robert side of her brain starts taking over, and she feels compelled to get onto the keyboard. I'm a woman. I'm feminine. I'm a woman. It's like, okay, Joe. All right, Joe. Calm down. It's Joe J-O, not Joe J-O-E. Ah! Yeah. What's the transphobic equivalent of being a homophobe in the closet? Do you know, that person that you knew in school who was like camp as a row of tents, but like really hated gay people, who then, after you left school, like 10 years later, now is happily married with a man. You know the type, yeah. So far in the closet that they're in Narnia. What's the trans version of the closet? We need to know. Maybe the changing room, maybe the toilet. Yeah, indeed. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I don't want to get derailed by a conversation about trans. We'll do that another day. Trans people. I'll do that another day. But I just wanted to point out that J.K. Rowling, not Joanne Rowling, because that's not the name that she goes by. J.K. Rowling, which could be male, could be female, who knows? She's gone off on one against trans people, because no one deserves more shit than the minority of a minority, 50% of whom tried to commit suicide at some point in their life. Yeah, Oh, well, let's go after those people. Yeah, with all the shit that's going on in the world at the moment. There's a fucking government in charge. Another thing that's annoying me that's annoying me this week is the Tory government's on the ropes. They're going down in the polls. The Labour are now 7 points ahead in the polls. And yet, there are people who purportedly are on the left, and all they're doing is sitting on Twitter going, I hate Starmer. Bring back Jeremy Corbyn. I hate Starmer. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm not his biggest fan of him. I'm not that arsed, about him as a person. I don't have a little fucking shrine to him in my bedroom that I go and light some candles in front of and bow down at before I go to bed every night. But he's our best chance of getting these Tory bastards out of power in the next election. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna revere him, but I will support him getting rid of these Tory bastards. And of all weeks to go, oh, I hate Keir Starmer. Last week, oh my God, no. Just hold off. Just hold off. You can tell us how much you hate him when he's the Prime Minister instead of Boris fucking Johnson, okay? Just hold off till then. Feel like Brian under the fucking palace of Pontius Pilate going, why don't we unite and fight the common enemy? And they're like, what? The popular People's Front of Judea? And he's like, no, the fucking Romans. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, I recommend the children's book called Maya, written by Zuza the Rainbow Baby. It tells the story of a transgender baby, only in Portuguese and Spanish. Google translation can be useful. Oh, sounds good. Going after JKR now, is anyone safe now? There is no one's safe. Not even the richest author in the world, who just for some reason likes to pick on a particular minority publicly using her massive fucking platform, thereby instantly breaking the heart of millions of her previously adoring fans who liked her books and felt like there was some kind of analog of this boy who lived under the stairs, and then he came out from under the stairs. He came out, and he found this magical land full of wizards and exciting shit that he never previously knew about. A secret world that exists beneath the city streets. It's not hard to see an analog there with young people coming out. The LGBTQIA plus people having to. Oh my God, it's painful. It's really painful. Corbynites would rather Johnson and the Tories win so they can feel vindicated. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, there's someone on. See, I just block them now because I can't be arsed. I get too annoyed. I find myself getting really wound up. Actually, they wind me up more than Brexiteers. They wind me up more than the fans of Johnson. There's no reasoning with them. And this week they've had this sort of thing about, oh God, it's 2 years since that election, and I just want to type in, put the caps lock on. I just want to type like, the election that didn't need to happen. Full stop. I mean, but the Tories didn't have the numbers to force an election. The only way they could do it is if they were supported in that idiot. Well, it's not idiocy for them because they knew they were going to sweep the fucking floor. I knew they were going to sweep the floor. Do you know why? Because I read the fucking polling done by Best for Britain in the summer of 2019 that said if they had an election tomorrow with Boris Johnson as leader of the Conservative Party, that they would win by 80 seats. And do you know how many seats they won by? 80. The polls are always wrong. The polls are always wrong. Nah. Not all the time, mate. Not all the time. I'm an angry bloke on Twitter now, says Duke Vengeance. Oh, good. You could do all the vengeance stuff, so I don't have to. I just want to tweet pictures of kittens and stuff. Oh my God, this politics nonsense. Graham, you are the rainbow of my life. Kisses, love you. Oh, thank you very much. Mark says, this shows how out of touch Corbynites are with the people they claim to champion. Getting rid of the Tory government is literally a matter of life and death for some of the poorest people in this country. Yes, Mark, I couldn't agree more. We need to get rid of the fucking Tories. And I will team up with Jeffrey fucking Dahmer to do that. We need to get rid of the fucking Tories first, and then we can bitch and moan about, oh, we were betrayed, we were stabbed in the back. No, you fucking weren't. He had, 4 years? 4 fucking years as a leader, and in those 4 years, he lost 2 general elections. One to Theresa fucking May. He lost a referendum. He lost a European election in which he got 14% of the vote. The biggest political party in Europe. And they got 14% of the fucking vote. Something is going horribly wrong in that situation. What the fuck? He lost thousands of councillors. I mean, every time there was a local election, he lost councillors. It was like, was it 4? There were four council elections, local elections, while he was major council elections. And he lost overall. He lost every single one of them. Oh my God! But he wasn't given a fair chance. You'll like him if you get to know him. Yeah, no, I fucking won't. Right. Here, Graham, I type erection when I wanted to type erection. What? Election, sorry. It's a Freudian slip is when you say one thing, but you mean my mother. Another! I love that joke. Franco Puni, Henry Clay, US Senator, 1777 to 1852, once said, I'd rather be right than president. Many in Labour have the same attitude. If not in power, you get 0% of your policies enacted. Yes, I know. But they're just playing student union politics. They're not playing the actual real game of politics. The grown-up game. They're playing politics junior. Like Monopoly Junior. Where they only have like $1 bills. Because, or £1 Monopoly bills. True vengeance. They have turned being a leftist into a morality contest. Whereas considering the morals of letting the Conservatives stay in power and making people's lives even more miserable and worse. Yeah. Yeah, but it's a purity thing, isn't it? You got to be pure. You have to be 100% pure. The purest of the pure as the driven snow. And these people who aren't pure, because they aren't communists, they aren't socialists. They have ideas of capitalism and business and entrepreneurship and things like that. How dare they? How dare people be nuanced? We live in a society that is actually very fiscally conservative. And yet, surprisingly, societally socialist. We do. People like the NHS. That's a socialist system. People like having an army. That's socialism. It's paid for out of taxes. People like having street lights above their head. That's paid for out of taxes too. People like having roads to drive down to take their kids to their little posh schools in their little fucking Chelsea tractors. That's paid for from taxes as well. You don't build your own fucking road to drop your kids off at the fucking school, do you? Nope. You don't flush your shit down sewers that you personally built. No, you fucking don't. They're socialist sewers that you're flushing your capitalist shit into, which probably comes out in our rivers anyway because, capitalism. Oh, and Brexit. Right. Oh my God, I got to 57 minutes past the hour and I only just mentioned the B word. So it's coming. I can feel it coming, the beginning of the twist. The 1st of January. We're supposed to be putting our customs into effect. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, we are going to have a situation where we haven't got the infrastructure ready. We haven't got the customs officers ready. But we're going to do it anyway. For January the 1st, unless there's another postponement, we're going to stop waving stuff through. Oh my God, they are waving stuff through at the moment. And we're going to start checking everything. Everything coming through, they're going to start checking it. Oh my God, it's going to be fucking carnage. If you're not stockpiling yet, you should stockpile. Trust me on this. Because if it does happen on January the 1st, if it doesn't, you've got some extra food. But when you go out Christmas shopping, buy a bit extra. Okay? Just to have some stuff away. Because the shortages that we've been having this year, because of the truck drivers, that's going to look like nothing compared to the fucking problems we're going to have when we literally can't get stuff into the fucking country. Because it's all snarled up at the port, waiting to get in. Because we're checking everything. Everything with a little clipboard. You need to get your number. To get your your goods in. Got to go on the Gov website, the gov.uk website, and you got to put, and you can't apply for the entry, right? Until you picked up your cargo. That's fucking nuts. I know. Pick your cargo up, and then you get on the app. It says you can't come in, and you're like, oh shit, got this cargo now. What the fuck can I do with it? Oh well, never mind. Anyway, yes. Back into the comments, or the Ten Commandments. If only they went with David instead of brother Ed, indeed. Yes, David would never make the sandwich mistake. Yeah. Both the Corbyns are cut from the same cloth. Indeed, Tim, they're both privately educated, private prep school, both millionaires, both absolutely out of touch with reality, and they live in a world where they honestly think they're the Messiah. They're both the Messiah. I mean, they both have serious mental health problems, as far as I'm concerned. Their egos are insanely big. Some people go for that. Some people go for psychos. Kasabian wrote a song about it. You're in love with a psycho. All the same, I think one of the guys from Kasabian is a psycho, isn't he? Didn't they have to sack the lead singer? Because, yeah. Anyway, but, moving swiftly on. And, your missus is a psycho. Your missus is a nutter. Sorry, GLC. Good looking chain. Anyway, yeah. Unfortunate. It's all very unfortunate. Mark, I made a sandwich, but it was in bed with two lovely British lads many years ago. What? But yeah, Corbyn and other Corbyn, Penis Corbyn and Jeremy Corbyn. Just, what's the point of them? What is the point of them? I think was Jeremy Corbyn on the telly. He was on something at the weekend, and he was saying, it's not good enough for Labour to be just not Boris Johnson. They need to be standing for something. I'm like, oh, just shut the fuck up. You're yesterday's man. You're not the leader anymore. You're not even a fucking MP for the Labour Party anymore. You're an independent. You know? But yeah, he holds sway over a bunch of people who otherwise probably have, they probably see themselves as free thinkers, people who think for themselves. Well, don't fall for a fucking personality cult then. Otherwise, you're just as bad as the people who voted for Trump and think that the sun shines out of his fucking fat old wrinkly ass. Anyway, lol, the 1st of January shit show. Popcorn sales have gone up in the EU. Yeah, not surprised. Custom checks, don't you mean kicking the can down the road? Well, yes. That's the thing, Do we stockpile? Because they're probably going to kick the can down the road. But what might happen is they might start putting these checks in and then have to, 2 weeks later go, fuck, this isn't working, and say, look, we'll bring it in the summer, we'll bring it in October, we'll bring it in November, December, we'll bring it in 2049. Whenever, right? In 50 years, when we finally see the Brexit benefits, we'll bring this. Fucking cool. But yes, but in those 2 weeks, it might be difficult to get food. It might be difficult to get stuff from the supermarkets. Be able to get stuff off Amazon, but Patrick says, shouldn't be a problem in January. Santa's little helpers would be unemployed, given them job in customs. Magical thinking is all we need to make Britain great again. We all just need to believe. Yeah, it's magical thinking, isn't it? Magical thinking. I don't want to offend anyone, but the only time I liked Corbyn when he was on a bit drunk on TV talking about Love Island. Any other time I found his speeches unbearable. I found his voice really annoying. I find Boris Johnson's voice really fucking annoying. It really grates on me. This cross between Billy Bunter and a Dalek. But also Corbyn's voice. It's like really sneering. And, we call him Steptoe. He does remind me. Was it Wilford Bramble? Was it who played Steptoe? Can't remember. But yeah, he reminds me a lot of the character of Steptoe in Steptoe and Son. And he is very much like Boris Johnson. They're both posh boys who went to the good schools and lived in fucking manor houses and never had to do a real day's work in their lives. And they both dress scruffy to make themselves more acceptable to people of the lower economic stratas. Because they're like, oh, he's scruffy, he's just like me. Look at me, I'm in my scruffs. Oh, he's just like me. Look at him with his scruffy hair. I've got scruffy hair because I can't be else go with it. He's just like me. So when Boris Johnson comes out to announce the death of Queen Elizabeth II, which is going to happen at some point, I assume, she can't live forever. Is he going to comb his hair for that, or just before he opens the door number 10 to announce to the country that the Queen has died, do you think he's going to ruffle his hair up and go, hey everyone, the Queen's dead. Woohoo, let's have a party. Oh no. You can't have a party. You've got to stay home for a week and mourn. I'm off back into my house to have a fucking party. Yay, let's have a Secret Santa and a whip around, and we can have cheese and crackers, and we can have do the conga. We'll invite David along, and yeah, it'd be great. Do a quiz. My eye is on fire, says Duke Vengeance. Are you Sauron from Lord of the Rings? See what I did there? Santa Claus, an immigrant from North Pole. is in Europe. He's not welcome in the UK anymore. True. On the plus side, GB News is very anti-Tory at the moment. They're giving a lot of time to Lawrence Fox and Richard Tice. Right-wing vote is fracturing. Well, yeah, this is something I mentioned last week. I mean, are we really that bothered about? But Nigel Fucktarge coming back into government. The government, Jesus Christ, no. Coming back into politics because, he'll split the right-wing vote. So you've got the V-Fuck party and we've got the Reclam party or something. And let's split the Tory vote. Corbyn's are the righteous brothers. We should listen and talk to them just as often as we do to the 1960s righteous brothers. No more often than that, please. The WTO is toothless. China might give something to say, though. Indeed. Well, the WTO is toothless. It's not been set up, and it never was set up as something that could really bring in sanctions of any given place without the kind of go ahead of the countries involved in the trade with that place. It's more of an option that could be open to the countries that are part of the WTO, the 160 odd countries that are part of the WTO. But the WTO, and before that the GATT agreement, it was set up as a platform for the resolution of trade disputes, to give governments a neutral place, obviously it's in Switzerland, where they can sit down and discuss sorting out problems that are causing friction to trade. And Brexit is the biggest, insanest amount of friction to trade that you could possibly imagine. It's a bit like pouring sand into someone's... Okay, I won't say that. Okay, GB News, what a shit show. Eamon Holmes is now joining the Titanic. I know, yeah. Well, one door opens, another closes. So Simon McCoy says, all we're saying is give GBBs a chance. 6 months ago, he's fucking leaving. Because, it's fucked. Labour died in Iraq, said Stephen Douglas. Yeah, but we can't keep going on about Iraq. It's 20 years ago. They've had a change of guard. I don't think anyone who is on the front bench now, was anyone around in 2003 when we invaded Iraq. Was anyone around then? I don't know. The old guard are gone. Starmer wasn't. He was busy being director of public prosecutions back then or something. I mean, he was not a Labour MP even. Now he's the leader, and to be harking back to Iraq still now, I don't think it's really helpful. Can we just get rid of the Tories, please? Let's not fight a war that, was 20 fucking years ago. Let's just get rid of the Tories. Let's fight the war that is going on right now, right this fucking instant. Because the Conservatives are fucking killing people. They are killing people across the nation from COVID, from starvation, from hypothermia, from fucking cancer because they're not getting the fucking treatment that they need because they're waiting 8 hours for a fucking for an ambulance to take them to the hospital. They are killing people every day. We need to get rid of these fuckers. And going on about Iraq, going on about Tony Cunting Blair. Look, I've got no love for that guy either, Going on about bloody Corbyn, going on about anyone. It's not helping matters. Let's focus on the job at hand, which is GTTO. Get the Tories out. Throw the cunts overboard. Right. It's never been the same since the Corn Laws were repealed. What was that, 1832? Kevin says, I'm officially old now. I need reading glasses to type this. What's happened to me, lol? Oh, God. It's going to happen to me at one point. These aren't reading glasses. These are... I'm short-sighted. But actually, no, I do need these because that screen... that you can't see it, but there's a screen here. Is too far for me to see. I'm quite blind without my glasses. Indeed. Although Labour led us into Iraq, all but 3 Tories voted in favour of the 2003 invasion. I'm disappointed with comedian Simon Evans being on GB News. He's actually funny. Shame his career has gone down. The shitter. I think I can just see SHI. I'm going to say shitter. Right. Okay. That's it for today. I will be back on Wednesday for Prime Minister's questions. Whether the Prime Minister's going to fucking turn up or not is, I don't know, up in the air at the moment. But I will be back for that. And the other channels that I'm going to be putting up, I'll be doing more work on that this week. Obviously, I'm still looking for a job, and that's taken a lot of my time up. Yes, and then I will be heading to Liverpool at some point. So next week's show, I think I'll take my camera with me and I'll do my show from Liverpool, if you don't mind. I'll take my green curtain with me. I've got a green curtain, I'll take that with me. I can't take this wall with me because it's a wall. Anyway, GB News still on air. How come? I don't know. People keep fucking sharing their tweets and stuff, and I'm like, don't share their tweets. You know. There's a fucker on Twitter, right? And you fucking hate them, right? And you want to share their tweet, which is an obnoxious, horrible little tweet, bastard tweet. And you want to write on top, this is an obnoxious bastard little tweet, I hate this person, whatever, right? Please screen cap their tweet, okay? Then cut it off the top and bottom, just crop it. And then put that up and write, fuck off, I hate this twat. Whatever you want to write, but do it like that. Because if you do it that way, they don't get the interaction value, you see. Because all they want is to see those interactions going up. It's a bit like me when I say, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It all means the same to me. It's interactions. That's what they're going for. And by forwarding, retweeting their tweet, you are adding to their interactions. Please don't do that. And in fact, if do what I've done. I've actually blocked GB News. I've blocked it. The only time I'll ever see anything that GB News is trying to, push down people's throats is if someone does screen cap it and say these are a bunch of twats. And then we can talk about it. That's fine. But we've got to be careful on how we use social media on our side of the great British divide, the great big arse crack down the Union Jack. The gulf between two realities, one which is reality and the other is fucking Brexit bonkers bongo fantasyland bullshit. And I don't think we're going to rejoin the two sides of the Brexit divide anytime soon. Maybe not in my lifetime. Maybe that shouldn't be the battle that we're trying to fight right now. Maybe the battle that we need to be fighting is getting people like you, people like me, people like your friends and family who support you and agree with you on these important matters of politics, Brexit, the way the country's going, the environment, all this important shit. The people who agree, get them out. I don't mean like get them out of the toys. I mean get people off their arses, get them out and get them voting, get them protesting, get them, don't get thrown in jail, but obviously get people to get involved. That's what we need because there's more of us than there is of them. 60% of people voted for left-wing parties in the last election. 60%. Only 40% voted for the fucking Tories. 60% of people didn't. I suppose some people voted for the Brexit Party as well. But, more than 50% of the voters voted for parties that were offering a second referendum on the question of whether we should still leave the EU, even though it's been proven that every single fucking thing out of those fucking clanging manholes, out of those people's fucking gobs, that they just fucking lied, Boris Johnson says, I owe the NHS my life. You don't, mate. You owe them £350 million a week. They're still waiting to receive. Lindsay Hoyle's angry at the Bodge for revealing the plan to the media before the House. Yeah. Also, just before I go, I want to say, also, Boris Johnson revealed that the NHS were going to have to be giving out 1 million vaccinations a day. He revealed this literally to the NHS at the same time he revealed it to the rest of us. And so what happened today? Well, the fucking app went down, didn't it? Stupid cunt. And then all the fucking tests went out because they changed the rules to say if someone in your house gets a fucking positive test, you, as someone else in the house, have to take a lateral flow test every single day. They're like, shit, we need loads of these fucking tests. And they only come in 7 in a fucking pack. I mean, Jesus Christ. Painful. So, you got a family. You got more than one person living in the fucking house. And everyone in the house needs to be tested for a week. What do you think's going to happen? God, I miss Burkow. Yeah, so do I. It's great. Duke says, meanwhile, my dad is moaning because the COVID tests I got him made in China. That's what you're worried about? Oh, my God. There's so much more. Everyone, this is from Roger King and this is important, so listen up. Everyone needs to get the Cunt and the Gang song. It's by the Cunts, and it's called Boris Johnson is Still a Cunt. To number 1. And he did a song called Boris Johnson to Cunt, and now he's doing a song called Boris Johnson Still a Cunt. And yes, that's got to be Christmas number 1. So please buy that next Monday. If you can't download it, just stream it, whatever. Put it on really fucking loud. Boris Johnson, still a cunt. Good job, got my booster last week, says John Barleycorn. Yes. By the way, that's the lyrics to the song, and I think that's all the lyrics to the song. Oh no, it's Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. Is still a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Yeah. And people think I swear too much, but there are other people out there who swear even more than I do. And, you know, I like to celebrate that fact by making them Christmas number 1. Wouldn't that be a fine thing? Anyway, the battle to fight in the short, medium term is to rejoin the single market customs union. That will do most of the damage. Full rejoin can follow as and when. Yes, Nick, I absolutely 100% agree with you, but we need to get the Tories out first in order for that to happen. We also need electoral reform as well, which is a matter that we need to take very, very seriously. Right, I am going to give you the link to the Discord server if you wish to head over to the Discord server for a little bit of a chat. I do have dishes to do after the show. It's one of the reasons why I started early today. I'll jump on in the next 5 minutes onto the Discord server and chat with you if you want. And while I do the dishes. Can't say fairer than that, can you? Especially if someone's just removed your 2 front teeth. Okay, but then the Tory Party Conference Bodger admitted the 350 million was a lie, and he said it was 200 million instead. I heard it with my own ears. They're not even getting that, are they? This argument with the Brexiteers who said, oh, but it was just like we could fund the NHS. You know, it was just a suggestion. Let's fund the NHS. Our membership of the European Union cost us nothing. It cost us nothing. Nothing. It cost us minus 2 billion a week in trade. So that's how much it cost us. We just gained money. That was the cost. We just got richer and richer. We didn't want that though. Bloody foreign money coming over here. Great show. Thanks, Graham. Thank you very much, Timmy. Right, we are going to go to the rejoin thing here. So if you get onto this link that I'm about to put up, it allows you to join our Discord server, which we go to after the show, and we also go there on Saturday nights and Sunday nights to do games and play movies. And let's generate a new link. I haven't even mentioned the Grand Prix. I watched the Grand Prix with my dad yesterday. So my dad's got advanced dementia. He can't really talk anymore. It's hard to know if anything's going on in his head. But he watched the Grand Prix yesterday. He seemed to enjoy it. I've not talked about the controversy. Or the controversy. There's a bit of controversy about how to say controversy on the last lap. Jesus Christ. But that will be for another day. Maybe I'll do another channel called Graham Hughes Sports. No one wants to watch that. Okay, so I'm going to drop into the chat the link. See that link? That will last for 6 hours. You've got 6 hours to play with that link. And head over to the Discord server. Discord, if you haven't been on it before, it's a bit like an old school bulletin board, except it's got Zoom-like capabilities, so you can have video on there, you can have video chat. Also, you can just have audio chat, which is what I'm going to be using upstairs because no one needs to watch me do the dishes. I can imagine people watching me do the dishes, like when I was on Ginger, going, "You're doing it wrong, Graham. You're butchering the dishes. You're gonna bake them. You're gonna chip them." But yes, I think I read that somewhere that in 2021 the UK suffered a 12 billion loss in trade just 1 month. Yeah, because it was 2 billion a week. That makes sense. That is more than I thought. You know, I thought it was 8 billion, so it was actually 12 billion. That's just going to keep happening. Okay, so I'll put that link up for the Discord server, so I will see you there in about 5 minutes or so. I will leave you a list that I do need to update of my wonderful patrons who have been helping me out by dropping in the Patreon just a few quid each month to keep me head above water, keep me out of debtor's jail. Thank you, really appreciate it. Just buy me a coffee or a tea. I've had too much coffee, give them some tea, or a beer. If you want to buy me a beer, I'm always up for that. Until next time, probably Wednesday for PMQs, or I might just speak to you in a bit on Discord. But until then, I will say thanks for watching. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the wonderful comments and keeping the discussion going. And until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.